Wow. What a beautiful, glorious morning it has already been. Beloved multiversal soul familia. As I was speaking on pouring into our cups and fanning our flames this weekend, it somehow synchronized with the messages coming from that live meeting that I went to after the first recording. And all I can say, without going into any great detail, is if you want to see the synchronicities for yourself, go check out my beloved bro stars, Patrick and Merrick, at the Concrete Shamanism channel. Give them a congratulations for their milestone, as you will hear about it when you tap in. And be sure to take in what feels like that synchronicity and just give them the service of the art of bending a listening ear. If I could just spit it out, it's like how do I even word this? Like, I don't want to screw it up, but we're not screwing anything up. Just go check out Patrick and Merrick at Concrete Shamanism. They also have their own music space that they are putting together on YouTube as well. So yeah, go check them out. You'll see the synchronicities for what I'm speaking on the date January 17th. Is when it would be posted. They went live, so be sure to check out their live playlist. It'll take you right to it. And here we go with part 2 of Fan Your Flames Friday. And we're going to bring in the same 2 decks. As you can see, the lighting is much different. It's daylight now, so I'm just going to take advantage of the sunshine for a little bit of a different view, but also eliminating that glare from my overhead UV light that comes in so handy when we don't have that natural vitamin D shining in. I'm a big fan of natural light, and I invite it as often as possible. So here we are, and here we go, and looky here. Bringing in the sunshine. Do you see the dime? If you only knew how lucky a dime could be. And it's on heads just for us. So there it is. Y'all are my number 1 dime. And it's right there as a reminder as we continue forward. Thank you so very much for tuning in whenever you tune in from wherever you tune in. We're not exactly doing any counting from over here. We always aim for quality over quantity. But boy, oh boy, do I ever have some goals without any particular planning in terms of this channel. Of course, I would love to see it grow. So, if you hear something that you like, you see something that you like, and it's been placed on your heart to do so upon your own free will, you know, give it a little response, share it out, give it a like. You're not hardly ever going to hear me saying things like that. But boy, oh boy, it sure does help in terms of growth. Anyways, back to you, because this is for you. Let's get into the Work Your Light deck once again. And we're also going to be bringing back the energy healing oracle at some point in time. And you see how they're meticulously placed, and that's how we're going to lay them. We'll be laying the work your light over here and the energy healing over here. All right. First things first, let's get back into this deck. And I did shuffle the cards from part 1 back into the deck. It'll be interesting, to say the least, if they show back up again. And I have to remember to tuck these feathers better. So that my breath and the cards don't blow them away. So there they are, and let's get to it. All right. From the bottom of the deck, you heard me shuffle. I know. I said I'm going to start doing this more consciously on camera so you can see the shuffling. I always get an inkling when somebody's being disingenuous, doing this same kind of stuff, and I don't encourage it. So to practice what I preach, I will be more mindful of being sure that I shuffle on camera. Nothing, I don't, how do I put this? I understand pre-shuffling when you're on a time constraint. I absolutely do. But I also understand when you could be getting messages that are completely staged to fit the person doing the messages, and to always gas them up and put them on a pedestal. So just be mindful, discern, discern, discern. You're going to see me shuffling like so on camera as often as I consciously remember. Why? Because I don't want no fraud. May that be... See, I don't even really like this artist, but... Hey, there may be a lesson or two in these lyrics. So, I am currently attempting to tap in, but my touch screen is being finicky. Give me just one moment. Oh, the song is called No Fraud by Nicki Minaj. Actually, I don't mind her. I don't mind her. She seems like she knows herself well. And on a, with integrity. So we'll just leave it all alone from there. So there isn't any room or space here to misconstrue. I don't need no frauds. I don't need no drama when you call. I don't need no fake. Soon as I wake, keeping an eye out for the snakes. Yeah, that part. Because I don't need no fraud. I don't know drama when you call. Yeah. Okay. Pick a side, pick a side. It's interestingly enough how Brother Merrick was getting on the topic of being neutral or aiming to be neutral when you can't really be neutral. Like you really do. Like you have to pick a direction. You have to pick a side. To a degree here. So, on that note, in this lifetime, I'm always going to choose the light. And I highly recommend. I mean, like 10 out of 10 recommend. So here we are, working our light with the Work Your Light deck. How's it go? I don't need no lies. Pick a side, pick a side. I took the price and lift that bitch up. I took the ice, let me lift my wrist up. I took the price and lift that bitch up. I took the ice and let me lift my wrist up. Oh, I'm not gonna. Look, it gets pretty on the dirty side from there. So, yeah. But if you set aside the obvious, the dirty words and this, that, and the other, their choice of words, there is actually a good lesson in that song. For real. Like, yeah, relatable. A relatable lesson. So here we go. Whatever comes out to continue on this Fan Your Flames Friday message, as we are already 10 minutes in. Okay, nothing came out with a full pass, so we're going to do a split. Okay, I just don't want my cards to get partially mixed up. So this is what came out. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Because there is a shift happening right now. Multiple communities and platforms are even discussing it. It's as if all of a sudden, and I mean all of a sudden, the energy shifted like all over the place. And so this is what's up. Because it's shifting where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble. And yes, beloveds, that includes Hollywood. Hollywood, Florida, and Hollywood, California. And now the last time I named a state, something devastating actually happened. Yesterday, I named Utah, beautiful Utah. But the message that I got from that transmission is that it was pertaining to something that had already happened to somebody else by the hands of a woman named Teresa in an apartment where a 13-year-old boy was blossoming. And let's just say the worst case scenario came out in that transmission. So that's part of the reason why I did not decipher it online, because there was, or on camera rather. I'm still going to decipher it and share my findings. But, yeah, look, we would have been going down the rabbit hole on camera, and it just wasn't going to be a very exciting, luxurious, beautiful, cozy, comfy journey. We'll just leave it at that. I'll go through that all on my own and share the findings later. Anyways, it's happening to bring us back home to who we truly are, both individually and to society as a whole. You know what I have to say about earthly construct and the matrix society? They can flux all the way off. That's what I have to say. But you can form your own opinion, discern. However, this is happening. Like, even the BS news media is sharing about it. They're just not calling it as it is. They're calling it as they see it. And what is happening is this major shift. Whether you like it or not. Whether they like it or not. It's happening to bring us back home to who we truly are. So we can live a life that is in alignment with who we truly are. When we are in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. Interestingly enough, this is Fan Your Flames Friday. Happy Friday. You are being called to be submissive, but not in the way you would think. and not in the way that religion or any other extremist program or system or doctrine would encourage. However, what is happening is we're being guided to stop trying to hold it all together all the time. Loosen our grip. Let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? I mean, if you're filthy rich in Hollywood and you have multiple properties and insurance that didn't get wiped out in 2024, then you're probably still sitting pretty. You're probably like, oh, well, it's just a house. It burnt down. Big deal. I have more of those. But what about the ones who don't have more? What about those who don't have anything? What about their crumbling? What about the fact that they're being called to surrender just like you are? Surrender and be more submissive to what? The rebirth. The interesting thing about carbon that's left behind from a fire is that it actually restores and regenerates the soil composition. So this tells me, even though it's going to sound crazy and sensitive, good things will come of it. There will be evidence of these major shifts, but also in the direction of growth. Just be patient and stop clinging on to what no longer serves you. Yeah, I can't speak for what that is supposed to mean for every single one of you, or even the ones who are experiencing what's being projected publicly. Let's focus on what's being projected onto us, or we're projecting onto on a more intimate level, and work through it. Because we have what it takes to allow what is falling away to fall. And once that tower has crumbled, we will be able to rebuild. They will be able to rebuild. I have faith. I have faith. And just to be fair and just, as I was named after the angel of justice, we're gonna have a moment of silence. Take a few conscious breaths, and then we're going to ring the bell. Starting now. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for joining me in this moment of silence. I am now going to reach for my bell, one of them, and we're going to ring it 3 times in 3 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This destruction is what needs to be laid on the altar. Handed over. Other selves can hold it all. In the meantime, the inquiry with this card is, what are you clinging to? For fear of nothing coming to take its place. Wow, that just roused my emotions, y'all. I'm just bringing in the other side of the deck from when I did the split. And we're going to go ahead and go into the Healing Energy Oracle. We will likely be going back and forth for a period of time. First, let's go back into this deck. Oops. For a few ethical shuffles first. I know it's a little louder when my device is this close to the cards. So I encourage you to turn down the volume a little bit when I announce that I'm going to be shuffling, as it may reduce the potential for any discomfort during that process. Here we go. From the Healing Energy Oracle. Oh, we have 2 cards. Beginning with, I am light. I always have hope, no matter the ordeal. I have faith in a better future. I turn darkness into light. I open my heart to others and to God and am spiritually strong. I draw light to me and shine with all of my being. But wait, there's more. Keeping the same energy, look at this. So it's not only about us, because everything turns to light. I'm actually going to move this up because there's a transformation that just occurred right here, right before our eyes. And I need to move this silly snowflake out of the way. There we go. Looky there. It's as if there is some major paradigm shift occurring here. I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me, and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. And that explains even more so why it was placed on my heart to mention tapping more into that feminine energy within yourselves. And utilize that feminine leadership quality within you. this weekend to pour more into your own cups, as well as a little bit for others. But remember, this is fanning your flames. So in this particular time, you're being guided to fan more into yourself. So that if you aim to be that troubleshooter, that problem solver, that great leader, especially in times of destruction, apparently there's a practice mode for that by learning through other people's ages of destruction, so to speak, seasons of destruction. Pour into yourself, pour into your own cup, and then if you want to extend yourself to anyone, even those who are potentially dealing with great losses at this time, if you have the means to do so, reach out and help. With integrity and your whole heart involved. Because if your whole heart isn't in it, you're going to end up swimming in resentment later on. So do be careful with that. Because this crumbling is a deconstruction here. But what's happening is, by going through this deconstruction, you're able to see from your own higher standpoint where the light is. And pour more of that into your cup. This destruction, the seasons of destruction had to occur to create space for that light and that growth. And everything turns to light is a reminder that although we are unique and we all go through our own little versions of, seasons of destruction and seasons of growth and regenerating and being that seed in the darkness, but also being that blossom in the rose hip. And so, although we are unique and have our own unique experiences, everything turns to light. So therefore, we're not more important, nor are we more special than anyone else. And neither are the ones literally losing it right now. Literally in a season of destruction of their own that none of us wished upon anyone. Some of us may have actually predicted it in somebody else's chat feeds, but that's neither here nor there. Because again, that doesn't make us special or more important than others, more special or more important than others. Because there's no doubt in my mind I wasn't the only one who saw this coming. Plain and simple. You don't have to believe me. I don't give a flying fart. I love you, but I don't give a flying fart whether you believe that myself as well as many others saw it coming. So, all I can say about what's going on in Florida with the UFOs is not something to be afraid of. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, moving along. Let's go back into the Work Your Light. And ethically shuffle on camera. All right, that's one full pass. That's another full pass. It's being placed on my heart. If nothing comes out in this pass, we're going to do a split. And we're going to do a split right about here, because that's where they're sticking out the most. Isn't that funny? This card came out in part 1. So double the confirmation on a life's work, not just a season. Get off the treadmill. So we're not meant to be putting all of our energy and strength into others. We have to, look, fan your own flames first, beloveds. And of course, we were guarded from allowing the ego to take over and doing anything in excess, including fanning that flame, can become an issue when the ego gets in the way and that narcissistic bone that each and every one of us have wants to poke out. Take a break. If you want to hear more about this card, you can refer to when it came out in part 1, but I will share just a brief tidbit. It's okay to take a break. We already know whenever we say, oh, we're going to take a break, like we're not actually taking a break. We're just pouring more into ourselves. And if that's what your soul is calling to do, then do it. Get off the treadmill of life. And this is also a message of appreciating and acknowledging all that we have already created, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing. To be in the moment and enjoy where you are. Take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit. And we just did that. We just recalibrated with the moment of silence for those dealing with a season of destruction. And now we are recalibrating it towards celebrating and appreciating just the now as we choose to be more consciously present. And furthermore, be able to decide on what we really want to experience next without applying too much thought to what's next. You may have created or co-created something significant. And you just were like so excited about it. You're like, oh, I see how this is. I see how this works. Let's go. Let's keep going. Well, to a degree, yes, of course, just keep going. Keep going. But here's the thing. Let's not turn any one thing into an obsession, necessarily. And I have been guilty of that lately. So this message is for me as well. Not a negative obsession, but I can see where anything in excess is no good for us, beloveds. Moderation is key with most, if not all things, for sure. And that's not just subjective to me. So, yeah, take a time out. Go on a little bit of a retreat this weekend. Book a massage. Go for a walk in nature. I mean, unless you're in an area where it's like in the teens or gonna drop down even more like it is around here. If you are not, prepared for that. It's just hypothetical, just one of many different ways you can find a way to create a rejuvenating weekend, recharge, and replenish. Take that break and breathe. All right. We're going to go back into the deck now for a bit more shuffling. Oh, and that one was like, here I am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Understand, the one that you love loves you in so many ways. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. It's playtime, yo. We're being called by our souls to not only stop taking life so seriously, but take the play part more seriously. Being called to create a balance today and all throughout the weekend to rest and play and rest and play and learn to have more fun. Play is the one that you love. Asking for another day. Understand. The one that you love loves you in so many ways. Play. Time for the child self to conquer the day. How do you play? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? Spend more time doing those things. Even if it's a just because kind of day for play. That's it. That's the name of this video. A just because kind of day for play. Let me write that down before I forget. Because I will. A day of just because kind of play. All right. There we go. Moving along. I really didn't want that one to escape. Woo, woo, woo. It would have went to the astrals and somebody else would have caught that seed code or light code and snatched it right up because it's a goodie. All right. Here we go. Looking into the guidebook for the definition and energy of this card. Not really a definition. I mean, it's not a thesaurus or a dictionary. But anyways, being guided to pencil in some playtime, beloveds. Schedule it. Book it. Make it a compulsory part of your day and on into the weekend. All right. Do something that makes you laugh. That makes you laugh. The best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about the inner child taking precedence, but in different words. And there's the confirmation right from the guidebook. Oh my gosh, I did not see that coming because I don't have it memorized and I'm not even going to try to BS that I do. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide, as a matter of fact. And when we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them. Just because they bring you joy. Bringing joy. Joy. Be the usher of joy. All right? Yes. And guess what happens? When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, solutions have the space to drop in. Yes, I did repeat that. And if you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. That's the best part. If it's genuine, it does become a just because thing, because we don't even really have to put any thought into it, beloveds. We just do it. Why? Because it brings joy and lights us up, which furthermore lights up the world. Hello. Ring-a-ding-ding. You know, how do you play? What do you do what are you doing to have fun? If you've been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you have come and all that you have done. Don't rush on to the next thing, and take a moment to throw a party, go on a vacation, or just have it just because day. Yeah. A just because day. See, it already slipped my mind. A day of just because kind of play. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm feeling guided to go back in for one more pass, and that took no time at all. Oh my goodness. Oh, and in fact, it's going to contribute to this. You see it? Birthing of a new age, bringing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Not new aging, new earthing. And I'm saying that because the majority of the New Age teachings are pretty subjective. Without me being too judgy over here, I am discerning, of course. So don't confuse me with a New Ager. I will say that much. But you can call me a New Earther all day, because that's what I came here for, right along with many of us. Many of us. Are we aware that the earthly construct is descending? Of course. What can we do about it? Well, the majority will tell you, well, pretty much nothing. And I'm here to tell you that's not entirely true. We can choose to ascend. We can choose to work our light. We can choose to do what lights us up. And as long as it's clean, concise, with clarity in mind, it will raise the energy, frequency, and vibration of this descending environment. But it's going to affect in such a way that those who are not in alignment with it aren't even going to know that. And it's not our job to necessarily approach people and be like, oh, gee, because, we're aiming towards self-mastery, I'm recognizing flaws in you and everyone everywhere. And that's the first big no-no. We're not going to achieve mastery looking at somebody else, comparing their flaws. What we can do is just quietly make a decision to not repeat those seasons of destruction within others and focus on our own. Because the moment we take our attention away from what lights us up, that is where the evidence lies in work that still needs to be done, which is going to take away from our playtime. So why the heck would we want to do that? Why would we want to invest our energy into becoming obsessive, excessive, in seeing these flaws in others instead of investing in playtime and celebration? It sounds like a no-brainer when we put it that way, right? And also, this is the second time now we're being guided to not rush into the next big thing. Celebrate yourselves, fan those flames, and fill that cup. Fill up that cup, let it overflow. Fill up that cup, let it overflow. Fill up that cup, let it overflow. Let it overflow with love. Yes. All right. So now what? We're birthing a new age. We're birthing a new age. But, like I said, the discerning doesn't stop there. Because not everything broadcasted by a new ager is new earther. We'll just put it that way, okay? We still have creatures and beings, multiversal at that, who also have a new age agenda. They have their own agendas, and I can tell you without a doubt and with zero lack in confidence that they do not have our best interests in mind or at hand with their agendas. And I'm not going to pick them apart. What we are going to do is keep on our own path, the one that we don't always feel prepared to walk. Do it anyway. Woo! Yes, do it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own, according to the guidebook. Whoa. See now. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very best thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. But more than anything else, beloveds, we are that phoenix, that illuminated dove, rebirthing a new earth. A new cycle, okay? A new cycle, as the old cycle is going to and is falling away. It is a descending planet. Well, my new way and favorite way of putting it as of recent is earthly construct. What we perceive as a planet. Moving along, our part of a group of souls incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Beyond the dreams, beloveds, we're doing the work in the astrals and in the 3D. Yes, we are. We've had a taste of what's beyond 5D. And ain't nothing gonna stop us now. Yes, the visionaries and the guardians of the earth and storytellers. That's my favorite part. Because part of my mission, one of my many assignments is to be that storyteller, contributing to breathing more life into oral traditions that are trying to be wiped out now that they've already burned every document and book possible on our true history. They're trying to silence us because oral tradition cannot simply be burned away like the Library of Alexandria, by the way. It's time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within to be born. Yes. There are all these titles, but none of the actual titles are relevant. It's the work that our soul is aiming to do. And about the time that we hit a season of what is it called? Oh yeah, a season of destruction, is because we're resisting our destiny. We're resisting this journey because the destiny is in the journey of our soul's path. Priestesses, mystics, witches, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries. I've, in the 3D, played a number of these roles, by the way. Yes. And retired from a few. But those golden nuggets are still there. And I can lean into them at any time. By the way. Just because I choose not to doesn't mean that, look, I'm laid back, but I can lean in at any time. And we are dreaming a new world into being. We're doing the work. And that's just one of many ways of doing the work. By giving permission and space for what our soul is beckoning to be born. And with that is an activation. Hold your hand on your heart whenever you feel it placed upon your heart. Again, I'm not your real dad. I'm not telling you what to do. Upon your own free will, when you feel the moment is right. Hold your hand on your heart and say, I am open to surrendering to the creations that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. Please use me. Please lead me. Please show me the way. And of course, you're having this discussion with your higher selves, by the way. Yeah, the Magdalens and the Isises and the Essenes and the priestesses and the witches and the warlocks and even the sorcerers and even the grifters and the uncanny charlatans that still live on within ourselves and others. It really just depends on what we choose to lean into, beloveds. And that is the question I am going to leave for you as we bring in a little bit more from this particular oracle deck. Oh, and that one nearly hit the table. And we have more going on with this particular chakra. So now let's slide it up. See what happened here? It's like this one, is like this image and this image combined. See the oval and then the flash, and then we have the oval and the flash. But we also have this series of smaller versions, okay? Resulting in this manifestation of light. So we're just going to bring all of that together. I see the beauty in me. I grow and develop my inner self in harmony with light and beauty. I free myself from negativity. My heart transforms. My intellect shines. And my inner light grows. And from the bottom, ooh, this is where we're going platinum. And we're going quantum all in one leap. Because watch. From the bottom of the deck, no BS. I should have showed you from the bottom before I pulled it away. I will definitely be more mindful of that. Looky there. We have some quantum leaps occurring here. New earthers birthing what? Peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation not just of light, but peace. You see the ultraviolet light in both decks. And that's our close. Keep that crown liddy. And keep pouring into that cup as you fan your flame this Friday and this weekend and beyond. And thank you so very much and for tuning in. I love you so very much with much gratitude and appreciation. It is brightest blessings.